What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today's video is very similar to last week's video. We have the Glock 17 Gen 5 and we're going to compare it to the Canik METE SFT. Last week I did the Glock 34 compared to the SFX, and one of my Patreon supporters asked me to compare these two, and I will do anything for my Patreon supporters. So these comparison videos are just for fun. Don't take them too serious. Don't get too butthurt if I say something about your favorite gun in the comments. Just my opinions. Alright, we're going to start with the magazines. The Glock comes with three 17-round magazines, plastic on the outside, metal inserts, orange follower. Glock magazines are good, no problems. They typically are very, very durable, and like everything Glock, including the magazine, the aftermarket support is rock solid. Now the Canik is technically two 18-round magazines, and this one has a +2 base pad extension, so you get an 18 and a 20-round magazine. It's going to be up to you if you prefer the three 17-round magazines or the two 18-20-round magazines. Also keep in mind the Canik is significantly less expensive than the Glock. Magwell, a couple things with this. The Canik has a very nice metal removable magwell. They did a great job. The transition from magwell to pistol is very, very smooth. Even if you take this extra magwell off that comes with it, the magwell on the gun is very nice as well. Now this here is an early Gen 5 Glock 17, and it has the cutout in the front here. The later ones, they added front serrations and they removed that cutout in the front. So I prefer the later generation, or the MOS generation, MOS version, but there's a very slight magwell. I think it's fine for a carry duty gun. If it's for competition or something like that, you may want to get it a little bit more aggressive. Now the grip. I'll also give the nod to grip. Give the nod to Canik when it comes to the grip, excuse me. All Glocks are pretty the same. They have squares on the front, the back, the sides. They're not bad. I don't have a problem with the Glock grip at all. It's grippy enough for me to shoot 9mm, but again, I do think the Canik is a little bit better. They both have a few rear back straps that you can replace for different sizes, but the win on the Canik is going to be the side and the front texture is significantly more aggressive. It's not too aggressive, I don't think, but it's definitely slightly more aggressive, and I enjoy the feel of the texture. Not only do I prefer the texture on the Canik, I also like the grip angle. It has more of that 1911 angle. It doesn't have that big bump in the back like the Glock does. You know, I truly have to try twice as hard to shoot the Glock just as well as other brands. So the grip shape, size, texture, all that stuff, for me, no doubt, I prefer the Canik. Mag releases are very, very similar. They both drop the magazines freely. They're in a good spot, good shape, good texture. The Canik is metal. The Glock is plastic, if that bothers you. They are reversible. So very, very similar. I guess we could give a small nod to the Canik for metal magazine release, but all in all, very, very similar. I am going to talk about the trigger guard. The Canik has a double undercut, and it helps you get up just a little bit higher on the pistol, which always helps. Canik doesn't have the lowest bore access. Now, while you can easily do that to your Glock, and there's a lot of aftermarket support for it, it has a single trigger guard undercut, so a small thing, but definitely helps you get a little higher and shoot the Canik just a little bit better. Now, the trigger is a very, very easy one to compare. I don't think there's anyone out there, I don't care if you're the biggest Glock fanboy in the world, that's going to say the Glock has a better trigger than the Canik. The Glock triggers, they're all the same. They're long, they're heavy. The good thing about them is once you get to that wall, you know when the trigger is going to break. They're very consistent, which is huge, but the reset's long. They're average combat triggers. Again, aftermarket support, you can always get a better trigger if you want, but the Canik is lighter. Does not have as good of a wall, but the trigger is definitely lighter. The reset is way better. I mean, the reset blows the Glock away, so there's no doubt, I think everyone would say that the Canik has a much better trigger. Now, the accessory rails on this gun is probably going to be a tie. The Canik does have 3 cutouts. The Glock has that one single cutout, but every single light I've tried on these guns, from the smaller lights to the bigger full-size lights, doesn't really matter. Both fit these guns well. I never have any problems with one over the other, so I don't really care. That's 1 to 3 cutouts, but now you know. Slide release, slide stop is going to be a very personal thing depending on the size of your hands, but I actually prefer the Glock. The Glock is, on the Gen 5, is ambi, which is good for you lefties, and it's an extended, it has that little tiny bump out, and that little tiny bump out for me makes it much easier to drop the slide and use it as a slide release. Yes, I use it as a slide release. I don't care if you do not. While the Canik slide release is very good, slide stop is good, it's just not quite as easy to drop the slide. Again, that is important to me. So I'll give the small advantage to the Glock on that one. Taking the pistols down is almost identical. Make sure the gun's unloaded, pull it to the rear, pull down on the takedown tabs. The slide comes off, simple as that. There's a million videos out there how to do it. I am not going to bore you with all of the details. Slides, I'm gonna say the slide material and finish is gonna be just about the same. They both have some sort of nitrite type finish, whatever the companies wanna call it. Fancy marketing terms, I don't care. But they're very, very similar. The newer Glock Gen 5s do have front and rear serrations, just like this Canik. I think both of them are fairly aggressive. I will give a small nod to the Canik. I think the Canik serrations are just a tiny bit better. Super nitpicky here on this one, but they are a tiny, tiny bit better. Sights is another very easy category for me. If you've ever heard me talk about a Glock, I don't think I complain more about anything else besides Glock plastic sights. Duty style gun should not have plastic sights. Now, some of the Glock Gen 5s do come with metal sights and Ameriglow sights, but they still offer them with plastic sights, and I dig on Glock for that. While the type of sights they are good. White front dot, U-notched rear, I'm okay with that. My beef is that they're plastic. I've seen too many Glock sights break. I just did a review on a Rock Island Armory, comes with plastic sights, and the plastic sights broke during the review, and I was not being rough with them. Canik sights are pretty good. They are metal, first of all, so that automatically gives them the win. The front sight is a really big white dot. The rear sight has a ledge for one-handed manipulations, two smaller white dots in the back. So again, trigger and sights is an easy win for the Canik. Now the optics cut, we got a lot going on here. So the Canik, you don't lose the rear sight anymore like the old Caniks on the Mete series, which is great. Disadvantages, you can only use the small optics on here, the micro compact optics, like the Shield RMSC, the Holosun 507K, the Trijicon RMRCC, those type of small footprint optics. And I don't know, these are pretty, the Mete guns are pretty good sized guns, and I want that bigger Trijicon RMR or Holosun 507C or something like that on there. Yes, I shoot with both eyes open, but still with the bigger window, it's just easier to pick up that dot, especially if you're using this in a competition or in a stressful situation, anything like that. I just give me that bigger window. Even better, give me that, if you have never seen this, the Holosun and Primary Arms made a pistol red dot together. It's a Holosun 507C with the ACSS reticle. The best red dot out there. That's what I want on all of my guns. Anyway, the Glock MOS does cost quite a bit more here, but you can put full-size optics on there. Now, the plates they come with aren't great. There's a lot of higher quality aftermarket plates, but I'm happy you don't lose the rear sight. I'm happy you can put a larger optic on there like the RMR or whatever your favorite one is. So optic system is very, very easy. There's no doubt we're going to give the nod to the Glock. Other things I have to give the Glock nods for is going to be durability. I am not a Glock fanboy by any means, but they do make one of the more durable guns and one of the easiest guns to work on. My previous job, I used to work on guns all the time. Glock, Smith, SIG, CZ, FNs, all of them, and Glock is by far the easiest to work on and definitely one of the most durable. The aftermarket support, again, is rock solid. There's more accessories and holsters and gear and trinkets and whatnot for Glock than any other brand out there. I think SIG is catching up and they're a close second, but no doubt Glock still wins in that category. One thing we got to give Canik a big nod on is going to be affordability and value. They're significantly less than the Glock 17. Actually, while we're at it, let me pull up the dimensions and the price so you can take a look at it. But the value and what you get for the money is significantly better. Granted, you get one less holster, but you get a lot more accessories. You get the optics plates. You get a holster. I mean, you get a lot more for your money at a less expensive price. Now, I think the other very important category besides durability is going to be shootability. Now, this is going to be very, very subjective. What you shoot better may be very, very different than what I shoot better, but there is no doubt I shoot the Canik significantly better than the Glock. Again, I've never been a big fan of that Glock hump. I've tried. I used to shoot Glocks exclusively, and I shoot any other brand better than I shoot a Glock. CZ, FN, Smith, SIG, Canik, I can go on and on. I just shoot those brands better. And I truly believe it's because of the grip and the grip angle. It just doesn't vibe with my hands, my eyes, whatever. I think the Canik, I know I shoot the Canik significantly better. Again, this might be different for you, so if you can get your hands on them and shoot both of them, maybe rent them at an indoor range, or bribe a buddy to come to the range and shoot his, see which one works better for you. But no doubt, for me, the Canik is the way to go. All right, so pros with the Glock: durability, no doubt, easy to use, aftermarket support. They're kind of like the Honda Accords of the gun world. They just run and run and run, and you have lots of aftermarket support. Again, with the Canik, I think the grip is better, the trigger is better, the sights are better. The optic system is definitely not. The magwell is great. That's another value added item. It's just you can't really beat the price. I know some people have a problem where Caniks are made in Turkey. If that bothers you, most of the Glocks are made here in the States now. You do whatever works for you. I think I covered everything. I hope not. Anything I forgot, please let me know. Drop it in the comments. Be polite, of course, but let me know down in the comments. As far as my disclosure, Canik did send both the SFT and the SFX out to me for free. I would never let that affect this review. I still tell you the pros, cons, what I think of them overall as honestly as possible. I have zero connection to Glock in any way. They are never going to send me a gun because I bash them where they deserve it. And I'm sure they don't like that. This gun was lent to me by my friends at the Elite Indoor Gun Range. Elite is my local country club that they are just super generous, loaning me things for review and let me take over their indoor range, and I take classes there every week, and they're just very, very good people with a great facility. If you're anywhere near southeastern New England, check them out. I do not think you will be disappointed. All right, real quick shilling time. These are the companies who support me with affiliate links. The coupon code or discount, whatever, is down in the video description. My Patreon supporter supplies a ton of the ammo to this channel. I shoot way more than I probably should. Like, I was so close to the end of the video and my camera battery died. Once again, as I was saying, I shoot way more than I probably should. I'm super familiar with these guns. I could have done the review without shooting them at all. That's how familiar I am with them. Still went to the range, intended to put one box of ammo through both of them, and I shot about 250 rounds today at the range, just running and gunning and doing fake competition drills. And we had a lot of fun, but man, I waste way too much ammo. Anyway, second YouTube channel dedicated to YouTube Shorts. If you like quick 15 to 60 second videos, there you go. There's some Tiberious swag. If you want to look goofy in a Tiberious t-shirt or hoodie, I would appreciate the support. If you want to know what reviews I'm working on right now in real time before the reviews come out, I am on Instagram and on Facebook. And once again, the links are down in the video description. I am done shilling, but let me thank you guys for watching. Every time you like, subscribe, comment, enable the bell notifications, any of that fancy stuff, it truly helps me out, and I definitely appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!